Welcome to another Refurbished Revivals. And you're probably wondering, well, what's going on back here? Well, that's the one you just watched. So this is the one for my wife. This is the one for me. Selling them, making money. I don't know much about this one other than it was given to me by somebody who bought another dresser of mine. They gave me this one. There are spider webs all over this. It's springtime. They're everywhere. So this one was given to me by a customer, if you can call it that. I can't remember which one I sold her. We'll just say it was the green one. There's been several of those. So she gave me this one, said I could have it, I could do whatever I want with it, trash it, whatever. So this one, I think what we're gonna do, if you remember the blue one with the stained drawers, I don't remember what episode it was, more spider webs, but it had little gold feet on it and no hardware because it had the cool pulls on it. We're gonna do something along those lines, is what I'm thinking. And I'm going to market this when I sell it and refinish it. I'm going to sell it as a guest bedroom dresser. So if you have somebody staying for the weekend or whatever, they can utilize the dresser. So we got some deep gouges on the top, and we're going to totally bypass that. And we're just going to hit this with 150 on our sander, and we're going to give it the old scuff and shoot. And once we get everything sanded down here, we'll see where our big deep gouges are, hit them with Bondo, do the thing, smooth everything out as best we can. Don't want to leave these giant gouges in the finish here. And then the drawers, I doubt they're real wood. We'll see. I can tell this is veneer. This feels like an MDF. Let me see. Yep, it's an MDF. So we're going to paint the whole thing. So I'm thinking, I'm gonna try to utilize some stuff I have in the back here. So I went through, I organized the leftover hardware that I had, and I have quite a bit of single pull knobs like this. So I'm thinking we're gonna do some kind of color, and then we're gonna do some color of knob. I don't know which one yet, but we'll have to see what this thing looks like once we start getting down to it. So this one, I'm not gonna be able to sell for very much. It's not actual solid wood. This feels like it's MDF. The front is MDF, the sides are particle. Probably get $100 for it when we're said and done. So I'm not gonna dump a whole lot of time into it. So we're gonna use some paint that I already have. We're gonna use some hardware I already have. So the only thing I have to buy is the feet that we're gonna stand this thing on, probably $30. So if I can sell it for $150, I make $120 profit. But doubtful, because it's not real wood. Let's get started. Now you may be asking yourself, why am I spending so much time taking the lacquer off the top? I'm gonna tell you here in a second. So we've been fooled by this time and time again. So it is what it is. This is veneer. We're just taking the color out of the veneer. Veneer is just a really, 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 really thin sheet of wood. And it is wood, it's real wood. They just stain over top of it, but it's real thin. They glue it on over top of the undesirable wood, like the particle board, the MDF, whatever. So this is an oak, but you can tell that it's veneered because it's got the same pattern all the way throughout. So I've got a strip with a white stripe here, a darker strip with a white stripe here, darker strip, white stripe, dark, light, dark. So we know that this is veneered, but it had deep gouges in it. And if I sand those down all the way through the lacquer, those gouges are gone. So just where the gouges are, we're gonna take this down a little deeper. I mean, we got lots of them, but they're all very well disappearing because it looks like all the gouges were just in the top of the veneer. So we're sanding that down, getting all of those out. Hang with me. When you come back, this thing will be completely ready on the top. There it is. So we went back to our old ways. If this is like your first video or you've seen everything when I'm sanding, I'm using a sander. This is how I used to do it. Really, it's a really gratifying way of doing it. It's a lot more in control. To me, it seems like it's quicker. You saw how long it took to get this top sanded all the way. Well, you didn't because I cut the film. Doing this whole top took about 30 minutes. Got the whole thing scuffed, ready to go, and about, I don't know, 15, if that, maybe. That's including the drawers. So that's how I used to do it. When I say scuff and shoot, that's what I do. Throw sandpaper on the rubber block, and I get to it. Both sides are done, front's done, drawer faces are done. So all that's left now is we're gonna go back over this with the 220. I'm gonna break out the long block. I'm gonna show you all that. I'm just gonna do the top and the drawer fronts with the 220. The 220 will take out the fine scratches that that 150 leaves behind on the sides. I don't really care that much. The primer will fill it in. You're not gonna see it once it's all painted and everything. But for the top, because it is a focal piece, being nice and flat and smooth, that's what you want. Same thing with the drawers. So let me show you the long block. It's fairly simple, actually. You can make one of these tomorrow. This is a long block. It's a chunk of 2x4 with some sandpaper stapled on the back. And what it does is over a long period, so when you're using like the sanding block like we have here, that's only about 4 inches or so, 5, 6, I don't know, I'm not good with sizes. You only get this much surface area at a time. So as you're going along, you're only getting 4 inches at a time. For this, you're getting about a foot. So you're getting about 12 inches that you can get everything nice and uniform. One height, one grit, all that, all throughout. So we're gonna put this aside. We're gonna get this 220. And what I like to do, even though this is veneer, it still has a grain set in it. When you're sanding it, you can see the grain getting filled in with the sawdust. So you want to go with the grain, you don't want to go against. You're going to create more issues for yourself when you're actually painting it, finishing it, whatever. So I like to go with the grain, apply a little bit of pressure, and just let the sandpaper work. That's all you're doing. You're just letting it get nice and even, nice and smooth, all the way across. You're going to work this all the way across here. This thing, smooth as it's going to get. Now we just have a round of applause. We could go up to a 320, somewhere around there. But even though this is veneer, it's still wood. Those little pores will fill in with the sawdust if you go a little higher, and you can't get them out. So it's going to be real troublesome when you're trying to stain. No, you're not going to stain this, but if you're trying to stain wood, if you're trying to paint it, prime it, whatever, it's going to fill in. It's going to make little bumps inside those grains that you don't get out. So we've already done the top. Next we're going to do the drawer fronts, and then we're actually going to do, I think I have a 180. I think we're going to do 180s on the sides. Get a little bit finer, but I'm not going to go all the way to 220. There's no need. So that's what we're going to do, and that's going to be it for tonight. In a span of like, let's see, I started this about 8 o'clock, hour and a half. This thing's ready to go. That was from start to finish. I didn't even record taking the legs. This thing had little stubby legs on it. I took those off because we're not using those. Got those taken off camera, moved it over here, started sanding it. Boom, hour and a half, we're done. So I'm gonna go ahead, do the drawers, and we're gonna call it a night. When we come back tomorrow, we're gonna be priming it. So tomorrow should be a little less humid than it is today. It feels like Houston out there, and I'm in Central Texas. So we're gonna prime tomorrow, and then we're gonna paint. I don't know what color yet. We'll figure that out when we get there. Pivot. Okay, so what we're gonna do, actually, I was talking to my wife last night trying to figure out what we're gonna do here with the color scheme and all that's on this dresser that we're doing. So we decided we're gonna put 16-inch black hairpin legs on it. So it's gonna give it a 16-inch lift kit. Be a little shorter than what it is sitting on the stand over there. But then okay, well, if we're gonna get black, what color should we do? Because the original plan was, okay, well, maybe I'll paint the whole thing black, a satin, nice, smooth satin black, and we'll put gold hardware on it and gold legs, and that would be okay. I was like, no, what if, and bear with me here, let me grab it. Also, pardon my dirty workbench here. I got 2 projects going on at the same time, and I haven't cleaned up between the last one. So I said, what if I painted the same color as the Castaway dresser, which was the eucalyptus green, and used the same pulls because I have enough of them left over. So we painted the eucalyptus green, black hairpin legs, black hardware. I think that's what we're gonna do. So I'm going to use the existing hole that's already here. I'm just going to put the outside of either side, so, or the inside I should say, like that, and then down here like that. So the poles are equidistant away. We've already got 1 hole drilled. We only need to do 1 more, and the only thing we really need to fill, because we'll color this in with the green, you're not going to see it, but we got these little holes that the old hardware, which I think is sitting right here still, yeah, sitting right here, had a little nipple on it right there that you can maybe see. I don't know. I can't tell if you can see that or not. But that was sitting in here, so it didn't twist, but it didn't matter because it twisted anyway, because it's only got 1 nipple and 1 screw. So we're going to fill these holes in, right here and right here, with some wood putty. We're just going to pack it in there and rub it down, get it off there, nice and good to go. This has already been sanded down with 220, and then for the best part, I don't know where my filler is. Here it is, right in front of my face. And the best part is I only have to drill 1 hole on each side, and I've already got all that figured out with the depth, the size of the hole, all that stuff. So nice and easy on this one. Allegedly, we'll see, because every time I'm like, oh, it's easy, it goes south. So we're gonna get us a little bit here. See, it's gonna explode out. I can see it already. This stuff is kind of dried out. Need to go get some more. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Put it off there. There we go. Now we got some of the good stuff. And we'll just touch sand that here in a second once we're ready for it. So I'll wipe my hands off. Let me get my Kreg jig. Let me get a battery for the drill. And we'll go ahead and line this sucker up, pop a couple holes, and we're solid on this one. So I got my trusty little Phillips head screwdriver in here that's inside the hole, the existing hole, so it'll keep us lined up, make sure we're on 3 and 3. That's where we're at. We've got the perfect depth. Let's hit it. All right, one. There you go. Well, same thing on this one. Got that lined up. All right. There you go. 2 holes. Done. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing on the next one. Then we're gonna get this one wiped down. I've already wiped down the whole body of the other one with mineral spirits and a rag. Got most of the dust off. I'm gonna hit it one more time with a dry rag. Get all the rest of the dust off of it. Then we're gonna get ready to prime. We still have the other dresser that's back there. So I'm gonna take, it's got a moving blanket on it, but I'm gonna take some plastic. I'm gonna cover that up just so we can make sure that no paint gets on there whatsoever, because I'm already got a solid surface already sanded all the way down. I don't want any of that stuff leaking through and getting on it and have to do it all over again, because that was a pain. Well, we did it, boys and girls. We got the whole thing primed and painted in one day. That's a feat, seeing how humid it is outside right now. I know it looks like there's a line right across here. The paint is still wet. So I'm gonna grab my picks. I'm gonna pull the drawers out so that we can get some airflow through there and finish drying everything that needs to dry. I'm gonna leave the fans running overnight because it is so humid out. And we hope this thing really just kind of sets up through tonight and tomorrow. Got no humidity tomorrow, well, low humidity tomorrow. No rain or anything. And then I'm gonna go ahead and order the hairpin style legs. Have not ordered them yet, they should be here tomorrow. Already got the hardware, we'll put that in tomorrow. And then this thing is out the door. So hang tight. When we get the legs, put everything together, get it out. Oh, we're almost there. Oh, we're adding hardware. We got our new hairpin legs in today. So we're gonna go ahead and throw on all the hardware on these drawers. I know you see we still gotta roll these edges here. It's not a big deal. It takes 2 seconds. We could do that absolutely last. And we're gonna get this thing moved in the house today. So adding the hardware now. Gotta pull the drawers out because on the back side, especially this one's goofy. So on the back side here, there's a little bracket that's supposed to stop it. Clearly, it's not there. I got another different style of bracket that we're gonna put here that's gonna hold this in place so it'll quit flopping around like it's doing right now. So we set this aside, do the second set of hardware, keep rolling. All right, so I pulled our hairpin legs out and I noticed something funny. The last, it's too small. That's fine, we can make it just big enough. So the last little one on each corner is right over the bolt hole for the existing legs. So there's Shop Dog Charlie. We're gonna waller out these holes so we can use an existing bolt to get that as tight as we can. It's gonna be awesome. So I got Shop Dog number 2 in here with me trying to help, but being more of a pain than anything, Miss Violet. So we went ahead and used a step bit. If you don't know what a step bit is, give me a second and I'll show you. So we just widened this hole out a little bit, just enough to get the bolt where it can go through, and we can use the existing, at least one of the existing, so we know that we can get it super tight. Now the rest of these, we got to use these big old honking screws here. So we're going to pre-drill because these will definitely, the size of that thing is about 3/16, so that's definitely going to split the wood if we don't pre-drill. This is a step bit if you've never seen one before. Basically lets you step up to bigger and bigger and bigger. Generally I use these on sheet metal and stuff when I'm doing car stuff, because like I said in a couple other videos before, I really do prefer the car stuff over this, but this makes me money whereas the cars do not. So mark our holes. All right, we got the legs on, we got the hardware on, we got the whole thing painted. This thing is ready to scoot. This thing is going bye-bye. So I had a really good time on this one. This one went really quick, and this lighting in here doesn't do this thing any justice on the color. But I will post, like always, I will post the staging photos so y'all can see what it looks like. But this thing should go pretty quick. I'm gonna market it. When I list it, I'm gonna market it as a guest bedroom kind of dresser. Something you could tuck off in the corner, tuck off on one wall. You have somebody staying more than a couple days, they can throw their stuff in there and make it feel more like home. So for me and my family and the dogs and everybody else and all the spider friends in the shop, I wanna say thank you for watching another Refurbished Revivals. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, bell thing, other things. Thanks, and we'll see you on the next one.